Negative. New work assignment confirmed. Returning to my duties. Be advised. Settlers lack minimum necessary supply of potable water. Human settlers report shortages of potable water. Be advised, supermutants continue to pose a major threat to this settlement. After action report. Supermutant attack inflicted significant infrastructure damage. Damage inflicted by supermutants falls within acceptable parameters. After action report. Supermutant attack repulsed with minimal losses. Be advised, settler nutrition level is lower than minimum necessary for optimal human health. Human settlers report nutritional shortfalls. Institute synths continue to pose a major threat to this settlement. Acknowledged. Personality subroutine activated. Acknowledged. You can enable this unit's personality subroutine at any time by utilizing the vocal interface. Be advised, Institute synths have done significant damage to our infrastructure. After action report. Institute synth attack repulsed. Infrastructure damage within acceptable parameters. After action report, Institute synths decisively defeated. Raiders continue to pose a major threat to this settlement. Be advised, the Brotherhood of Steel has done significant damage to our infrastructure. The Brotherhood of Steel attack was defeated with minimal damage. Unit remaining in factory default mode. Detonate. Detonating. Command unrecognized. Awaiting secondary confirmation. Are you certain you wish to arm this unit's self-destruct system? It's not for me to judge your actions. I'm certain you've exhausted all other options if you're willing to issue this command. That being said, I still require secondary confirmation to proceed. Do you wish to arm my self-destruct? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After action report, Institute synth attack inflicted significant damage to this settlement's infrastructure. Institute synths were repulsed. Damage to our infrastructure falls within acceptable parameters. Be advised, raiders inflicted major damage on this settlement. After action report, significant infrastructure damage suffered from raider attack. Raider attack repulsed. Collateral damage within acceptable parameters. Raider attack repulsed with minimal infrastructure damage. After action report. Raider attack was defeated with minimal collateral damage. The Brotherhood of Steel continues to pose a major threat to this settlement. The Brotherhood of Steel threat was repulsed. Collateral damage within acceptable parameters. Be advised. The Brotherhood of Steel continues to pose a threat to this settlement. I'm not certain you're aware of this, but robots were never meant to swim. While I don't normally shy away from water, it isn't exactly my first choice for travel. Perhaps we could find a way around this body of water instead. This will make an excellent visual record for my definition of utterly disgusting. Can we move along? I don't want to get any of this mess into my circuits. Disgusting. You should be happy that I'm not equipped with a vomiting subroutine. That vehicle looks dangerous. I wish you luck, sir. That vehicle looks dangerous. I wish you luck, ma'am. I'm afraid I'm not equipped to travel on a vertibird. I'll catch up with you later. I'm going to stick to the ground. We'll meet up soon. This looks like a safe place to recharge our batteries. Such a senseless waste of perfectly good technology. Quite a few impressive devices around here. This location appears secure. If you need a moment to compose yourself, this appears to be the perfect place. Being non-organic, these rads won't affect me. You? That's a different story. If we keep standing in this radiation, you're going to get sick. Killing that target wasn't necessary. In the future, I suggest we refrain from attracting unwanted attention. Looking at all this equipment makes me feel right at home. Processing. This unit is equipped with a dynamic personality subroutine to allow a more human-like interface. The subroutine is equipped with several advanced AI protocols, such as emotion, humor, companionship, and empathy. The personality subroutine is highly recommended by the manufacturer if long-term rapport with this unit is expected. Do you wish to enable this unit's personality subroutine? Warning, ocular sensors damaged. Warning, cerebral core damage detected. My rad counter is spiking. We may want to move. Is that what's known as collateral damage? While I'm certain you had a good reason for killing that target, the logic simply doesn't compute. This location appears quite secure. This area could withstand a sustained heavy assault. Impressive. Should the need arise, these reinforced structures would make excellent cover. Visual system damaged. Head's been hit. Knocked my sensors offline. Affirmative. Returning to origin. Acknowledged. Returning to origin. Command approved. Returning to origin. I wouldn't recommend that course of action, but you're in charge. I'd prefer to remain by your side, but I'll abide by your command. I hope I've done nothing to offend you, sir. Have a pleasant journey. I hope I've done nothing to offend you, ma'am. Have a pleasant journey. Self-destruct sequence activated. Self-destruct sequence activated. Adding a bit more punch to your weapon, sir? Adding a bit more punch to your weapon, ma'am? Increasing your firepower should proportionally increase your chances of survival. Well done. Like watching an artist at work. Command approved. Initiating self-destruct. Understood. It's been a pleasure serving with you, sir. Understood. It's been a pleasure serving with you, ma'am. Are you certain that's wise? Alcohol will likely impair your capabilities. What was that expression? Down the hatch. I'm not equipped to imbibe alcoholic substances, so I'm afraid you'll have to drink alone, sir. I'm not equipped to imbibe alcoholic substances, so I'm afraid you'll have to drink alone, ma'am. Now you'll know a bit more how I feel being encased in a metal shell. That suit should tip the balance of things in our favor. That power armor will provide adequate protection. Systems coming back online. Repairs completed. Running self-diagnostic. Damage report. Now operating at 100% capacity. Your assistance with my repairs is appreciated. Excellent. I should be able to resume my duties immediately. My self-diagnostic looks green. Ready to get back to the action. Acknowledged. Personality subroutine activated. Very well. Disabling personality subroutine and restoring factory default mode. Acknowledged. Remaining in factory default mode. You can enable this unit's personality subroutine at any time by utilizing the vocal interface. You certainly know your way around a workbench. This should prove interesting. I wonder what you'll build next. It's always fascinating watching you create. Warning, arm servos disrupted. Warning, limb hydraulic system compromised. Warning, damage to upper appendage detected. My arm's been hit. I've taken severe shoulder damage. Arm hit badly. Compensating. Maybe I could carry some of that for you. You might want to drop some of those things you're carrying. Carrying all that weight is simply slowing you down. The fumes here are distressingly noxious. I suggest you refrain from inhaling the tainted air here. Well, there certainly isn't much left of whatever this was. My olfactory sensors just spiked. You may want to hold your breath. This is a fascinating study of anatomical remains. Marvelous splatter patterns. I'm not certain what caused this mess, but perhaps it's best that we weren't here to find out. Exercise caution, ma'am. The water may be irradiated. Humans look so strange without their clothes. Running around without clothes doesn't seem to be the smartest thing to do in an environment like this. Understood. Sadly, I'll never know the exhilaration of being nude. All right, those rads are getting the better of you. Better take some rad away. You're not looking well. I think you've soaked too many rads. According to my rad counter, you should visit a doctor as soon as possible. This area is rather tidy. If you're going to take that, we may have trouble in the future. Someone took the time to clean this place up. How curious. You're not looking well. Perhaps you should stop using so many chems. I'd advise you to watch your step in the future. That was clumsy. I hope you aren't badly damaged. Careful. There may be more of those around here. The dust-to-oxygen ratio here is remarkably low. Interesting. Did you have permission to take that, sir? I don't believe that's ours to take. Ma'am, I don't believe that's ours to take. Let's move along as soon as possible. We're exposed here. It's dangerous to be standing out in the open. Let's move. Don't worry. This moisture won't affect my circuits. Excellent. I'll use this opportunity to flush my particle filters. Exercise caution, sir. The water may be irradiated. Impressive. Couldn't have done it better myself. You certainly have a knack for adapting to technology. Using a keyboard? How quaint. Remind you of brighter days, sir? Remind you of brighter days, ma'am? That's a museum-quality piece. The past yields such interesting finds. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Very well. No problem. You realize that doesn't belong to us, right? Forgive my curiosity. But isn't that owned by someone else? The lack of illumination here is troubling. It's quite dark here. Adjusting visual sensors to compensate. Be careful. It's too dark here to maintain an accurate threat assessment. I'm concerned that those chems appear to be taking a serious toll on your body, sir. I'm concerned that those chems appear to be taking a serious toll on your body, ma'am. I hope you're aware that chem addiction comes at a terrible cost. Not to sound judgmental, but I'm just wondering if the reward was worth the risk. I don't want to alarm you, but this spot lacks sufficient cover. It's surprisingly generous of you to share your supplies with that canine creature. Dog meat is looking quite well. I think your stim pack did the trick. Repairing dog meat, are we, sir? Repairing dog meat, are we, ma'am? The noise here is overloading my audio pickups. Careful, this noise could be masking an ambush. The sound here is several decibels over the tolerable limit. You certain you wish to leave that behind? Leaving that here would be a waste. You're dropping that? Strange. It seems quite useful to me. Find anything useful? Make sure you don't leave anything useful behind. I suggest we take as much as we can carry. If you find any spare parts, you be sure and let me know. May as well take what we can. They won't be needing those items any longer. It's awfully quiet. Reminds me of the expression, the calm before the storm. Strange. My audio receptors are barely picking up any noise. If anything's waiting for us around here, I certainly can't hear it. What a clever way to bypass that lock. Still using bobby pins to open those locks? How crude. Hopefully the reward will be worth all that effort. Proceed with caution. This area may be occupied. I don't think we're supposed to be here. I hope you know what you're doing. Inventory subroutine ready. You are authorized to access this unit's cargo. Deposit or withdrawal. Sure. Go ahead and take a look. Glad to be of service. Let's take a look at what you've got. Looking to lighten your load? Hope you find what you're looking for. Watch out, ma'am! Doing a bit of light reading to pass the time? That would be more efficient if it was a holotape. Learn anything interesting, sir? Threat incoming. Time for you to perish. Prepare to be annihilated. Evasive maneuvers recommended. Warning. Leg actuator failure detected. Knee servos failing. Hostile projectile inbound. This looks rather pleasant, I believe you'd call it. Well, this is nice. Rather unusual, wouldn't you say? This area appears to have quite the calming effect on you, sir. This area appears to have quite the calming effect on you, ma'am. These are for you. Here you are, sir. Here you are, ma'am. Please take your components, sir. Look out! Please proceed. Awaiting instructions. This unit is at your command. Ready to serve. Incoming! Seek cover! How can I help? What did you need? Is there something I can help you with? Watch out, sir! May I assist you, ma'am? This unit is currently in factory default mode. Do you wish to enable this unit's personality subroutine? How may I be of service? How may I help you? What did you require? How may I assist you today? It would be my pleasure to assist you, ma'am. Is there something I can help you with, sir? Is there something I can help you with, ma'am? Awaiting your command. All systems operating at normal capacity. Learn anything interesting, ma'am? That should afford you better protection. Making some changes to your armor? Clever. I'm pleased with anything that keeps you alive longer. Switching to close-range combat. Engaging hostile target. Assault mode activated. Your destruction is at hand. Warning. Lower extremity damage detected. Warning. Movement capability compromised. My leg's been hit. Leg damaged. Compensating. The lighting here is overloading my ocular sensors. You think there's a reason this place is being illuminated so heavily? The ample lighting here reduces the threat of an ambush. Please take your components. Your components as requested. Outputting components. Here you are. I hope these help. Please take your components, ma'am. Standing by. Command mode enabled. Ready. Proceed. Ready for next instruction. At your command. Yes. How can I assist? What can I do for you? Did you require my assistance? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. How may I be of service, sir? How may I be of service, ma'am? New orders, sir. New orders, ma'am. May I assist you, sir? I'm pleased to see you again. Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. If there's anything you need, I'd be happy to comply. It would be my pleasure to assist you, sir. Command mode ready. Standing by for further instructions. This unit is ready to serve. This unit is operating under normal parameters. Authorization to interact with this unit granted. Interface ready for next directive. This unit's systems are at your command. Identity confirmed. Awaiting input. This area was occupied recently. We should remain cautious. This location appears to be only recently abandoned. Be careful. Whoever or whatever was here could return soon. I'm seeing evidence of recent occupation here. Sir, are you all right? That looked bad. Are you okay, sir? Hang in there, sir. Ma'am, are you all right? That looked bad. Are you okay, ma'am? Hang in there, ma'am. Were you aware that repeated chem use can cause serious health issues? According to my files, potential side effects of that chem are nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Or are you attempting the trifecta? I trust that won't end up slowing us down. This unit is unable to reach that location. That destination is unavailable to this unit. Error. Suggested destination is impossible. I don't think I can make it there. That's out of my reach. There's no way I can reach that. I don't see a way to get to that. Sorry, I can't get there right now. What exactly are you firing at? Is this really the best place to be firing your weapon? I'd suggest you stop doing that before you hurt someone. Is there a reason the hairs on your neck are standing up like that? Interesting. Was that something moving, or just a trick of the light? Perhaps it's just my proximity sensors malfunctioning. But something feels very wrong here. I'm uncertain if my logic protocols could override my personality subroutines had the decision been in my hands. Even good intentions need checks and balances. I hope you're allowed the opportunity. I too am curious as to what the mechanist would have to say. It would be disrespectful of my friend's memory if I were to say yes. Though my personality programming harbors feelings of revenge, my friends taught me mercy. And mercy can have very powerful effects. Still, I now know that the death of my friends has brought about a safer Commonwealth. Had the Mechanist's robots remained unchecked, I'm certain that damage would have been extensive, halting, if not reversing, any progress that has been made here. With this knowledge, I am finally registering feelings of satisfaction and accomplishment. And I have you to thank for it. That logic. They killed my friends to save them? Had Jezebel been in my care, I would have decommissioned her. I hope you at least learned how to gain access to the Mechanist. It does not bring back my friends, but if not for their deaths, the Mechanist may still be alive, posing a threat to the Commonwealth. A successful mission, then. So the desired result has been accomplished. Analyzing Mechanist hardware, the radar beacon is receiving a strong encrypted signal, but I can't determine the source. Fortunately, I'm detecting another robo-brain in the Commonwealth that's receiving the same signal. With some additional assistance, I should be able to decrypt the signal and locate the Mechanist. The robot workbench is a powerful tool, allowing even the simplest of minds to create complex robots. Let's hope this beacon will be the only piece we need to track down the Mechanist. The workbench seemed to have no adversity to the addition of a foreign modification. There's no question about the Mechanist's talent. My systems are 100% compatible with this radar beacon, something not even Jackson ever achieved. As for my task, I was able to decrypt the signal with the final radar beacon. The source is coming from a Robco sales and service center, most likely a front for a larger operation. It's time to take the offensive. Have you formulated a plan? I believe I have a certain understanding when it comes to guilt. While it's not the justice I had hoped for, it will suffice. Your return is a relief. I trust the outcome was what you wanted. I won't disagree, but it may be beneficial to discover motive and reasoning first. Yes, the actual confrontation will allow you to make a more educated decision. Many good people endured suffering and death because of the Mechanist. It's a shame a mind as brilliant as hers allowed such atrocities to be committed. Were we done? Yes, I've considered the possibility. The contradictory nature of the Mechanist's broadcasts are troubling. But the truth is, regardless of intent, the Mechanist needs to be stopped. These robots are too much a threat. Were you able to discover how to gain access to the Mechanist? I am at an impasse. I wish to see the Mechanist endure the same fate as my friends, but I know this to be due to my personality subroutine. When I compartmentalize, I want to know reason and motive before passing judgment. This is why I leave the decision to you. I did warn you, but you were successful in learning how to gain access to the Mechanist. Good. What did she say we'd need to access the Mechanist's facility? Now, if you're ready, I believe you have an MSAT to install. Would you allow me to assist you on this mission? I trust you've completed your business with Jezebel. I hope she wasn't too difficult. So the Mechanist really was misguided. I do have conflicting outlooks if that is the case, but I trust your judgment. If she lives, she does so with the guilt of what she's done. It was the right course of action. Given the opportunity, who's to say the past wouldn't repeat itself? I have something. It's too strong for a single robot. There will be multiple targets. I believe I've located a group of those dangerous robots. I'm picking up signals from more of the Mechanist's remaining creations. I'll check now. I'm picking up multiple signals this time. Caution is advised. She was poorly misguided. Yes, the desired outcome was accomplished. The maximum production rate the Mechanist could produce was remarkable, while not wholly unexpected. That outcome was not the one I believed to have the highest probability. You've done it. You stopped the Mechanist. Eliminating them would be tying up loose ends, to use a common phrase. Good. Of course, the signals suggest quite a few. Should you change your mind, let me know. The Mechanist is defeated, but my radar beacon is still picking up several signals. I fear the Commonwealth is still littered with those rogue robots. There is one remaining matter to consider. Yes, the mission was a success. I do have conflicting outlooks, but I trust your judgment. The guilt of her actions is a punishment in itself. I don't understand. I wasn't finished. A deadly misinterpretation. You know there is a chance we are right. You are just afraid to take it. They have taken innocent lives. My friends, they were simple traitors, all dead at the hands of your robots. Ghastly, even. If you saw them in action, you'd instantly see how wrong you are. The introduction of a human brain creates too many unknown variables. You can't claim to know them all. Hold a moment. Yes, I do have a signal. A single robot this time. I'm tracking another Mechanist robot. I've located an unusually large group of the old Mechanist robots. I've pinpointed another signal from one of the robots. The signal is too strong for a single robot. Be prepared for multiple hostiles. Signal locked in. Remember to exercise caution. The strength of the signal indicates the presence of more than one robot. Tracking. I've found the location of several targets. Despite what lies ahead, I can easily continue to decrypt the signal as we proceed. So shall we be on our way? That being said, all done. You should be able to use the terminal now. Nope. I'm afraid the security on this terminal has gotten the better of me. Certainly. Let me get that terminal unlocked for you. No problem. I'll have it unlocked in a moment. Maybe if I use this algorithm instead. Tough security on this one. Let me try again. Sorry, this lock is more difficult than I anticipated. You're going to need a key to open that lock. I'm afraid the only way to unlock this door is by using a terminal. I'm afraid there's no way to open this. There we are. Unlocked as requested. Well, that's that. I'm sorry, this lock was trickier than I assumed. Error. Lock manipulation failed. Repeating attempt. Error. Attempt to bypass lock failed. Repeating attempt. Nope, that's not it. Let me try something else. Maybe if I tried this. Error. Terminal security holding. Repeating attempt. Error. Hacking terminal failed. Repeating attempt. No, that's not it. This shouldn't be a problem at all. Looks like this shouldn't be too difficult. This lock appears to be a bit tricky, but I'll do my best. This one's going to be a challenge, but I'm still willing to give it a try. Sorry, there's no way I can bypass the security on this terminal. I'm afraid a password is required to disable this terminal's security. Good, it's a simple algorithm. I'll have this accessed in no time. Decent security, but I don't think it should keep me out. There's some tough security on this terminal, but I'll do the best I can. I don't know if I can hack this. It's got top-tier security, but I won't let it stop me from trying. Not at all. The RoboBrain was built with a very different design philosophy in mind. General Atomic's intent was to use the human brain to augment the robot's functions, primarily to accelerate the decision-making process. Free thought and individuality was never intended. These were expressly built like soldiers, to follow orders without question. The RoboBrain's unfortunate tendency towards violence and aggression should be considered more of a malfunction than a calculated decision. Is it time to use the workbench? Returning to my duties. Be advised, settlers lack minimum necessary supply of potable water. Human settlers report shortages of potable water. Be advised, super mutants continue to pose a major threat to this settlement. After action report. Institute synth attack repulsed. Infrastructure damage within acceptable parameters. Institute synths were repulsed. Damage to our infrastructure falls within acceptable parameters. After action report. Institute synths decisively defeated. Be advised, raiders inflicted major damage on this settlement. Raiders continue to pose a major threat to this settlement. General Atomics is the company that held the original robot workbench prototype. I hope we can find some evidence of where the Mechanist is. Affirmative. New work assignment confirmed. After action report. Super mutant attack inflicted significant infrastructure damage. Damage inflicted by super mutants falls within acceptable parameters. After action report. Super mutant attack repulsed with minimal losses. Be advised. Settler nutrition level is lower than minimum necessary for optimal human health. Human settlers report nutritional shortfalls. Institute synths continue to pose a major threat to this settlement. Be advised, Institute synths have done significant damage to our infrastructure. After action report, Institute synth attack inflicted significant damage to this settlement's infrastructure. After action report, significant infrastructure damage suffered from raider attack. Raider attack repulsed. Collateral damage within acceptable parameters. Raider attack repulsed with minimal infrastructure damage. After action report, Raider attack was defeated with minimal collateral damage. The Brotherhood of Steel continues to pose a major threat to this settlement. Be advised, the Brotherhood of Steel has done significant damage to our infrastructure. The Brotherhood of Steel attack was defeated with minimal damage. The Brotherhood of Steel threat was repulsed. Collateral damage within acceptable parameters. Be advised, the Brotherhood of Steel continues to pose a threat to this settlement. Robco Sales and Service seems the perfect innocuous place for a military installation. Let's hope the Mechanist hasn't mounted too large a force. The robot workbench has enormous potential. Not even Jackson managed to discover all the possible permutations. Do you think the Mechanist has managed to create all these robots alone? It's quite an undertaking. The final confrontation awaits. I only hope we both live to see it. I find myself intrigued by these doors. For a robot, it's like poetry in motion. iBots are not the most formidable messengers. An impressive display of survival tactics. Those robo-brains explain how one person could maintain this facility alone. An impressive modification. I miss my friends. Liza always knew what to say in times of trouble. All systems running and optimal. Another successful modification. Now, if you're ready, I believe you have an MSAT to install. Lead the way. I may be a robot, but I feel a strong amount of personal investment to see this mission through. I will do anything I can to help. I understand. I am ready and willing if you change your mind. I understand. I wouldn't want my own personal investment to cause any complications. Physically, the damage is minor, but I am registering sadness and anger at the loss of my friends. It may sound strange coming from a robot, but they were my family. Again, I thank you for your efforts. I know they would have thanked you as well. Even with the weapon and detection upgrades Jackson gave me, I was unable to defend them. My name is Ada. This was the third time we've been attacked by robots like these. Correction. This is everyone's fight. As long as these robots roam free, people will die, and the Mechanist will only grow more powerful. My friends did not survive the attack. Thank you for assisting. I was certain to meet my end here as well. My database holds no knowledge of the Mechanist. We've yet to encounter anything more than the robots. They claim to restore order, yet they attack humans indiscriminately. Jackson was the leader of this caravan. He had a great mind for technology. In many ways, he is my creator. He installed all my current upgrades. Unfortunately, they were not enough to protect them from the robots. Yes, modified using a robot workbench based on prototype schematics. The workbench allows for a wide range of robot modifications. Perhaps if I had more sentry bot-based defenses, I could have successfully defended my friends against those robots. They roam the Commonwealth and claim to be restoring order. We've seen them fighting raiders, but they've also attacked innocents, settlers, merchants, and caravans like ours. I wish to prevent these Mechanist robots from destroying further innocent lives. Probability is high that I am part of that reason. Besides myself, Jackson also created Turing, Hertz, and Porter. Our built-in modifications would be desired pieces of salvage. The robot workbench will allow you to create and modify your own robots, given enough resources. You have shown willingness to aid others. I ask that you please assist me in stopping this Mechanist. In return, I can give you the schematics to build your own robot workbench, so you have additional resources in this undertaking. I wish I had the proper vocal registry to express my gratitude. Now, we last saw a group of the Mechanist robots at the General Atomics factory. You may find information there that will lead us to the Mechanist. I will follow and assist with your permission. They were my friends, and I failed them. Thanks to your timing, my diagnostics show only superficial damage. I wish I could say the same for my late friends. Yes, sir. General Atomics has valuable salvage. Chances are high the robots are still there. I understand. I will be here should you change your mind. Be careful. Yes. I will not rest until the mechanist is stopped. Did I misinterpret? I hope I didn't offend you. Are you all right? Your silence is troubling. Sorry, no can do. That switch was disabled when I was built. I'm afraid you're stuck with me this way. No, I can't. I'm fairly certain that my original creator had grander plans for me other than becoming a pile of debris. Of course. Just let me know if your curiosity gets the better of you again. Sadly, the Mechanist did not keep very close track of the bots she released into the wild. I'd be happy to scan for one if you like. I'm picking up the signal from another of the Mechanist's dangerous creations. Good news. I'm not picking up any signals from the Mechanist's old robots at this time, but that doesn't mean we've eliminated them all. Signal confirmed. I've located another one of the hostile robots. A moment. The signal is faint, but... Yes, robot located. Let me see. Yes, I'm picking up a signal. Sending you the location. I'm picking up the signal from another of the Mechanist's dangerous creations. Tracking. Tracking. Signal locked in. Be careful. You never know what these robots might be capable of. Certainly. Help yourself, sir. Certainly. Help yourself, ma'am. Standing down. Systems returning to standby mode. Very well, sir. Very well, ma'am. Don't worry, ma'am. We'll find them. Tracking failure. Standing down. Potential target lost. Detecting 0 targets. Alert canceled. No threats in range. Resuming normal operation. Lost but not forgotten. Engaging target. Weapons armed. Threat detected. Attack mode engaged. We've got company. Take them down. Let me have this one. Let's take them out. Safety's off. Powering weapons. Picking up something. We may have some trouble. Careful, ma'am. I don't think we're alone. Careful, sir. I don't think we're alone. Systems failing. Cargo access granted. Scanning for target. Continuing area search. Target tracking in progress. Search mode active. I'm searching for the target. I'm certain they're around here. Somewhere. Picking up heat signatures. They're still near. Don't worry, sir. We'll find them. I'll cover you, sir. I'll cover you, ma'am. Time to end this. Resistance is futile. Violence protocols engaged. Engaging hostile target. Never fear, sir. We'll emerge victorious. Never fear, ma'am. We'll emerge victorious. If there was something here, it's gone now. Perhaps I was mistaken. Nothing. Perhaps I have a faulty sensor. Nothing there, sir. Nothing there, ma'am. Target reacquired. Firing. Located hostile. Re-engaging. Locking target. Threat reinstated. Opening fire. Found the target again. Nice try. Enemies over here. Hostility mode activated. Priority mission. Destroy hostile. Powering up weapons. Weapon systems online. Hostile in range. Danger. Danger. Opening fire. Let's get this done. Targets in range. Get him, sir. Get him, ma'am. Noise detected. Entering search mode. Sensor alert. Possible hostile in area. Perimeter warning detected. Scanning. Possible target in range. Did you hear that? We may have an enemy nearby. Shutting down. Shut down. Imminent. Total system shutdown. Full system failure. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, ma'am. Warning. Central chassis heavily damaged. Warning. Direct hit to torso detected. Warning. Primary gyro stabilizer offline. Main chassis hit badly. Engine compartment damaged badly. Took one directly to the chest, sir. Took one directly to the chest, ma'am. Sensors clear. Tracking lost. Sensors recalibrating. Danger. Hostile may still be in area. My apologies. I think I've lost them. If they're out there, we'll find them. Any idea where they went? Can you see them, sir? Can you see them, ma'am? This unit is currently functioning at optimum parameters. Ready for next command. Don't worry, I may look unique, but all of my systems are operating properly. So, shall we depart? A pleasure to see you again, sir. Are you ready to depart? A pleasure to see you again, ma'am. Are you ready to depart? Identity confirmed. This unit is ready to serve. Target eliminated. Target destroyed. Hostile neutralized. Alert status green. Adversary exterminated. Threat annihilated. Threat level 0. Powering down weapons. Hostility mode suspended. Combat systems returning to standby. Target down. That's the last of them. That takes care of that. Not much of a threat after all. That was amusingly simple. Hopefully, that's the last of them. Good riddance. Are you injured, sir? Are you injured, ma'am? Powering down weapons, sir. Powering down weapons, ma'am. Well done, sir. Well done, ma'am. Acknowledged. Understood. Obedience subroutines online. Confirmed. All systems at your command. Wonderful. I look forward to traveling with you. Understood. Please, lead on. Excellent. I'll endeavor to do my best. Scanners clear. Target lost. Recalibrating detection circuits. Threat escaped. I think they got away. I'm betting they'll be back. I've got nothing. That's it for now. They're gone. We've lost them, sir. We've lost them, ma'am. Target located. Engaging. Escape is impossible. Hostile reacquired. Proximity alert. Target exposed. Found you. Here. Over here. They're gone. I've lost sight of my target. Switching to search mode. They may be using stealth. I've lost them, sir. No more hiding for you. You're going to regret this. Found them, sir. Found them, ma'am. Target lost. Attempting to reacquire. Warning. Lost visual on target. Visual sensors recalibrating. Warning. Enemy using visual countermeasures. I've lost them, ma'am. I certainly hope so. I've already started the calculations while we've been having this conversation. That still doesn't explain why you need that head back. Ever since I let my friends die in that caravan, I feel like I've been failing in my duties. I chose the route we took the day we were attacked. Perhaps if I had selected an alternate route, they'd still be alive. Sometimes I wish that Jackson had programmed me with my personality mode set permanently to disabled. I certainly hope so. If my calculations are correct, the signal is coming from... Oh, this isn't good. Location confirmed. The RoboBrain is at Fort Hagen Satellite Array, which means it's in the hands of the Rust Devils. It makes perfect sense that the Mechanist would not only keep its location a closely guarded secret, but would secure it against intrusion as well. I'm terribly sorry. I hadn't considered that possibility at all. I'm afraid when it comes to assisting humans, I'm not doing very well lately. Of course. How foolish of me. Ah, yes. That would be helpful. Now I've distracted you for long enough. I'll finish up my calculations while you deal with our new friend, Jezebel. Hopefully, she'll be able to grant us access to the Mechanist's facility and we can put an end to this nonsense once and for all. Where are you going? Have I offended you in some way? I'm sorry if retrieving the component caused you any harm. Let me explain. Isn't it obvious? You're right. And I'm sorry. Quite simply, it's the first time General Atomics produced a successful union between organic matter and robotics. The brain is used both as a control unit and a data storage unit, which is far more efficient than using standard circuits. Unfortunately, there were a lot of programming issues with these robots which caused them to be a bit, shall we say, unhinged. Hopefully, this particular RoboBrain will have some of the answers that we've been seeking. There you go. Still in one piece. I'm not sure why you want the head back. All we needed was its radar beacon. Besides, RoboBrains are notorious for being, well, a real pain in the neck. Of course. Shouldn't take but a moment. That's kind of you to say. Thank you. Let's hope that isn't the case. Each RoboBrain's radar beacon has unique encryption so that it can't be traced back to the source. However, acquiring 2 additional beacons should provide me with enough data to break the code. So if my theory is correct, this beacon will help us trace the Mechanist's signal. Yes. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? Leaving so soon? Was it something I said? Your astuteness is impressive. I'm going to begin my decryption routine, but it could take a while. In the meantime, I've picked up another RoboBrain beacon signal. It should be the last one you'll need to collect. Despite what lies ahead, I'd be more than happy to accompany you, if you like. If not, then all that remains is to wish you good luck. That being said, error. Lock bypass failure. Repeating attempt. Error. Terminal security bypass failure. Repeating attempt. Lock disengaged. Report. This unit is unable to bypass the locking mechanism. Terminal security removed. Report. This unit is unable to bypass terminal security. Affirmative. Engaging hacking protocol. Affirmative. Engaging unlocking protocol. Error. Locking mechanism exceeds this unit's capability to bypass. Error. Opening lock requires key. Error. Opening this lock will require access via terminal. Error. This door is inaccessible. Lock analysis. Complexity level below normal standards. Lock analysis. Complexity level at normal standards. Lock analysis. Complexity level above normal standards. Lock analysis. Complexity level extremely high. Error. Terminal security exceeds this unit's capability to bypass. Error. This terminal requires a password to disable security protocols. Terminal analysis. Security level below normal standards. Terminal analysis. Security level at normal standards. Terminal analysis. Security level above normal standards. Terminal analysis. Security level extremely high. Negative. Request denied. Error. This unit cannot comply. Current instructions impossible. No, that's not possible. I can't do that. That's not going to happen. Sorry, I can't do that. Can't be done. Impressive. I wasn't aware such a thing even existed. Very nice. That should tip the odds in our favor. You're quite lucky to find one of those. They're quite rare. Component samples ready for extraction. This unit's component array is full. Suggest immediate purge. Spare component output ready. Immediate component extraction requested. I have some spare components if you need them. Need any components? I have some to spare. Running low on components? Sir, I have some components for you. Ma'am, I have some components for you. Evening is drawing near. Perhaps we should seek shelter. It's almost sunrise. I trust you'll have another pleasant day. We've survived another night. A triumph, I think. It's a rather pleasant evening, wouldn't you say? Don't worry. My ocular sensors are well suited for travel at night. What a surprisingly pleasant day. Perhaps it will lift your spirits. In recompense, I will seek justice for my friends and stop these robots from causing further harm. It's time to uncover the source and confront their leader, the Mechanist. Your apathy only increases my feelings of responsibility. For me alone, it certainly is. The only information I have comes from the iBot broadcasts. The false claims of peace and justice. The only certainty is that these robots bring only death. I ask your assistance in stopping this Mechanist. A dangerous mind should not control such power. In return, I can give you the schematics to build your own robot workbench, so you have additional resources in this undertaking. I am heavily modified, but at my core, I am an Assaultron. I'm aware of this. You're right. I must look to the future. Perhaps, but the name does not change the level of threat. The probability of attack was high. I should have forced our departure. We'll soon find out. What did she have to say? Had those robots remained unchecked, I'm certain the damage would have been extensive, halting, if not reversing, any progress that has been made here. With this knowledge, I am finally registering feelings of satisfaction and accomplishment. And I have you to thank for it. As a result, I have decided to stay here. I know some of the Mechanist robots still roam the Commonwealth. Perhaps there is still much left for me to accomplish. As a result, I have decided to stay here. Let's be on our way. I would prefer to accompany you. While I could make my way there myself, it would be more efficient for us to travel together. Once I'm in the robot workbench, just install the radar beacon and I'll do the rest. A custom modification that acts as a key to the Mechanist facility. Very smart. In fact, chances are high the MSAT may be required for multiple access points, like a robot identification card. Shall I go with you, or meet you there? Once I'm in the robot workbench, just install the radar beacon and I'll do the rest. Right. I will be on my way then. I will do my best to make my way there when you're ready. Perhaps there's a place I may be of use until you return. Very well. I cannot stay here. You can find me at the Red Rocket should you need me. I recall it would be a suitable place for me to stay. I'm familiar with the settlement. Hopefully, I may be of some use there. Did you want me to go with you to General Atomics after all? Oh my, it's raining again. Fortunately, it won't affect my electronics. We have the entire Commonwealth to explore. Where should we go next? Whatever it is we're out here looking for, I'm certain we'll find it soon. It's astounding how much we still have to discover out here. Lead on. There's so much ahead to discover. I trust you're enjoying my company. You and I make quite an effective team. My systems are continuing to function at peak efficiency. My onboard functions are operating at full capacity. Self-diagnostic complete. I'm happy to report I won't be falling apart on you anytime soon. Traveling with you is proving to be quite enlightening. The daily choices you humans need to make regarding life and death must be quite a burden. Your emotions appear to be an anomaly in your programming. Perhaps you should have them purged. I must apologize for the odd noises I'm currently emitting. A consequence of being mechanical in nature. We can keep traveling as much as you want. I don't require sleep or food in order to survive. I appear to be well built for travel. You should be commended for a job well done. Greed, hate, Anger. It's a shame that humans seem to rely on negative emotions in order to survive. I wonder how long my systems will endure these rugged conditions. Rust-proof, radiation-proof, and a lifetime supply of power. I couldn't ask for more. I wasn't aware that roaming the Commonwealth could prove so interesting. My databanks are continuing to accumulate vast amounts of data regarding the Commonwealth. Monitoring the Commonwealth is proving to be quite rewarding. What a fascinating place. It's a pleasure to serve with you, sir. It's a pleasure to serve with you, ma'am. Everything seems to be proceeding according to plan, sir. Everything seems to be proceeding according to plan, ma'am. All systems are a go, sir. All systems are go, ma'am. Never fear, sir. I will ensure your safety to the best of my ability. Never fear, ma'am. I will ensure your safety to the best of my ability. You lead the way, and I'll follow, sir. You lead the way, and I'll follow, ma'am. My files say the Brotherhood collects technology. I hope that doesn't make me a target. I heartily suggest we don't provoke the humans with the largest guns. I find it strange that these humans traveled all this way just to start a war. Power armor appears to be humankind's attempt at emulating one of my kind. The Brotherhood is quite capable with laser technology. Perhaps we can take advantage of their knowledge. Insects truly are the vermin of the Commonwealth. It's a shame I'm not equipped with a pesticide component. I find it ironic that the word bugs has completely different meanings to the both of us. In regards to these insects, I believe the word you're looking for is disgusting. Be careful, sir. The toxins that these insects produce is quite lethal. Be careful, ma'am. The toxins that these insects produce is quite lethal. I fail to see the logic in worshipping something that is clearly hazardous to your health. These children of Adam would certainly provide a fascinating subject for psychological research. It's astonishing that the children of Adam possess an uncanny immunity to radiation. I wonder if these people are misunderstood or simply out of their minds. Sir, we may want to see if these people possess any useful gamma-based technology. Ma'am, we may want to see if these people possess any useful gamma-based technology. How could the perfect killing machine rise from the chaos of an irradiated world? It takes an astonishing amount of firepower to kill a Deathclaw. Fair warning, my self-preservation subroutine is on high alert. Aggressive, territorial, and carnivorous. The very definition of a predatory species. Sir, we shouldn't remain here much longer. I fear for your safety. Ma'am, we shouldn't remain here much longer. I fear for your safety. It's difficult to fathom that these ferals were once human. Be certain to check every feral corpse. They tend to carry items useful to humans. Radiation exposure can have an astonishing effect on human flesh. Oh, forgive me. I tend to forget the company I keep. Perhaps one day you'll discover how to communicate with these feral ghouls. Ferals feast on human flesh, yet leave each other alone. A bit overcooked, perhaps? The lighting down here is terrible. Attempting to compensate. Well, if you are searching for pipes and poor lighting, you've come to the right place. Watch the shadows. Otherwise, we may fall prey to an ambush. Not much down here. Hopefully we'll end up somewhere more interesting soon. So this is the pride of Vault Tech. Remarkable use of technology. Getting sealed underground for over 200 years would drive even a robot insane. There must be some useful supplies left over in this vault. We just need to keep searching. My files say some of these vaults held over 1,000 people. That sounds uncomfortable. I wonder what type of illicit experimentation Vault Tech was performing here. It's sad that humans devoted more space to retail than education. Looks like an appropriate place for what humans used to call a shopping spree. I suppose we can take whatever we need. I'm certain the shopkeeper won't mind. With all this pre-war money lying around, why did humans decide to use caps for currency? Oh look, everything's on sale. 100% off. Whatever was stocked here, most of it appears to be gone. I realize this facility appears empty, but I suggest we search it thoroughly. I'm not certain what you're expecting to find in this warehouse, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt to take a look. If you want to explore this warehouse, I'm right behind you, sir. If you want to explore this warehouse, I'm right behind you, ma'am. I'd almost appreciate the view here if I wasn't busy trying to scan for signs of mirelurks. I don't suppose we'll be fishing anytime soon. Not much can survive in that irradiated water. I don't mind getting a bit wet, but don't stray too far from the shore. Fancy going for a swim, sir? It's only about 3,700 miles to the coast of Spain. Fancy going for a swim, ma'am? It's only about 3,700 miles to the coast of Spain. So this is the glowing sea. It's even more desolate than I'd imagined. I hope you're properly insulated from all this radiation, sir. I hope you're properly insulated from all this radiation, ma'am. According to my memory banks, this area suffered a direct hit from a salvo of nuclear missiles. My internal radiation sensors are off the scale here, sir. Do be careful. My internal radiation sensors are off the scale here, ma'am. Do be careful. Power systems failing. Catastrophic systems failure detected. Warning, multiple malfunctions detected. I require extensive repairs. Don't have much left in me. I'm afraid I don't have much left. Sir, I'm afraid I don't have much left. Ma'am. Affirmative. Initiating Guardian protocols. Accompany mode activated. Orders processed. Following as requested. Understood. Lead the way. No problem. I'll be right behind you. Excellent. Let's proceed. Affirmative. Guardian protocols rescinded. Accompany mode deactivated. Orders processed. Will remain at current position. Very well. I'll remain here. I'd rather accompany you, but it's your decision. Understood. Please be careful, sir. Understood. Please be careful, ma'am. Affirmative. By your command. Confirmed. Acknowledged. Certainly. No problem. I'll get it done. I'll take care of it. It's going to be difficult finding anything useful in this mess. I hope you aren't expecting me to sort through this clutter. I wonder what caused all the discord around here. I guess that conversation's over. As ready as I'll ever be. In fact, after 200 years, I quite fancy the idea of a change. We'd never been to this particular factory before. But once Jackson spotted the mechanist robots, he turned us around immediately. I've never lost anyone before. This failure is new to me. Negative. That request exceeds this unit's operating parameters. This unit is unwilling to engage in that activity. Error. This unit cannot comply with those orders. Proceed. Yes. How may I be of service? I'd be happy to help if I can. I won't let you hurt them! Stop this! Where are you going? I don't believe we were finished. As I was saying, stop this! This has to stop! I'm relieved to see you've returned. Were you able to find anything at General Atomics? I've never encountered such a robot, but my old caravan discovered records about them while we were scavenging military facilities. According to my databanks, it's called the Robo-Brain. It was considered one of the most technologically superior robots ever constructed. But the model never reached full production status. Let's have a look. Intriguing. Let's examine it. Even junk may hold a purpose. Intriguing. Let's examine it. Even junk may hold a purpose. Let's have a look. In order to maximize our time efficiency, perhaps I should accompany you now. To maintain peak efficiency, I strongly recommend that we remain together until the radar beacon is successfully installed. No, but my old caravan discovered records about them while we were scavenging military facilities. According to my databanks, it's called the Robo-Brain. It was considered one of the most technologically superior robots ever constructed. But the model never reached full production status. Most robots have a personality mode select available to them for their creator to utilize. Turn it on, and we're designed to talk and act more like a human. Turn it off, and we're no better than a mindless automaton. Jackson said he didn't think of me as a servitor robot. He treated me more like a friend, so he permanently set my personality mode to on. He said I should never lose my identity. I suppose I'm starting to think he was wrong. All of the good memories I've experienced being Ada would be lost if my personality mode was shut down. I can't afford to lose them. I really think I needed to hear that from someone else. Thank you. You're right. I always considered my personality to be a burden. But I suppose I've been looking at it incorrectly. I really think I needed to hear that from someone else. Thank you. Yes. You're right, of course. I'm sorry. I won't bring it up again. I appreciate what you're trying to do. But it's obvious that having my personality mode on is causing me to make mistakes. I promise I'll do my best to make sure it doesn't happen again. The workbench seems to have no adversity to the addition of a foreign modification. There's no question about the mechanist's talent. My systems are 100% compatible with this beacon. Something not even Jackson ever achieved. Those robo-brains explain how one person could maintain this facility alone. An impressive modification. Let's hope this beacon will be the only piece we need to track down the mechanist. The robot workbench is a powerful tool, allowing even the simplest of minds to create complex robots. I've never lost anyone before. These feelings of grief are new to me. Tell me it gets better. We'd never been to this particular factory before, but once Jackson spotted the mechanist robots, we turned around immediately. Is something amiss? Your canine companion appears to be severely hurt. You may want to help your dog. It doesn't look well. Dog meat's injuries are severe. I suggest you administer a stim pack immediately. I'm glad my intakes have a dust filter. If I had access to a vacuum modification, I could make this place shine. Judging from all this dust, we could be the first to visit this place in quite a while. Of course. Would you like me to go with you? Ready and waiting. So, shall we depart? Understood. What a surprisingly pleasant day. Perhaps it will lift our spirits. There's so much ground to cover in the Commonwealth. Where should we go next? Traveling with you is proving to be quite uplifting. Jackson ensured I was well built for travel. His modifications will be adequate for quite some time. We knew we ran the risk of encountering more of these hostile robots if we stayed in the Commonwealth. If only we had made the decision to leave. Our caravan specialized in mechanical repairs and trade. The Commonwealth has an abundance of salvage that would benefit our business. It was a calculated risk. My olfactory sensors are catching the scent of rotten fish. Quite revolting for you, I'd imagine. Gather all the Mirelurk meat that you can. It's actually rather nutritious. If you can get past the slimy texture, there must be literally miles of mole rat warrens beneath the Commonwealth. The mole rat is a filthy species. I'm detecting high levels of bacteria in the area. Humans actually ingest these beasts? Fortunately for us both, I lack a vomiting subroutine. Most robots aren't self-aware. You can hardly blame them for carrying out their function until the end. Don't worry. I have no problems assisting with the destruction of my own kind. Perhaps if more robots possessed my mercy algorithm, we wouldn't be forced to destroy them. Let's look around for robot components. I wouldn't mind an upgrade. I'm afraid I'll be unable to extract any useful data from these robots, sir. The technology these synths utilize is quite sophisticated. Advanced CPUs, streamlined power systems. Why didn't you build me like this? Now I know what it feels like to be obsolete. I'm detecting high levels of jealousy and envy. Oh, wait. That's me. It's a shame you can't fit one or two of their limbs onto my chassis. It would make a wonderful upgrade. Synths truly inspire me to be a better robot. Did that sound strange? Please clarify. Why would a human willfully ingest a substance that can make them sick? Zoe used to tell me that beer was disgusting, but she'd still drink it regardless. I never did understand it. There isn't much to look at here, but at least it will provide us shelter. Perhaps we should move along before something seeks to use this place as its new home. Quite dreary in here, wouldn't you agree? This place is a testament to humankind's ingenuity and resourcefulness. Whatever they assembled here, I'm certain we can put it to good use. I wonder if some of my own parts were created here. Watch your footing, sir. Buildings like this can be quite dangerous. Watch your footing, ma'am. Buildings like this can be quite dangerous. Please let me know if you locate any unusual chemicals or compounds. Some of these scientific gadgets may yield useful components when they're disassembled. These stations often attract the worst the Commonwealth has to offer. Ironic that humans were ingenious enough to create a massive transit system, but couldn't even cure the common cold. I'm adjusting my ocular sensors for lower light. I don't suppose there is a memorial for fallen robots. I recognize this place from my memory banks. Did you require a moment of silence? These office buildings tend to have terminals filled with useful information. I wonder what type of work the humans performed here. I can't imagine why humans needed to write on paper. Seems incredibly inefficient to me. If it's all the same to you, I'd rather stay at the top of the quarry. Seems much safer. Please be careful in this quarry, sir. One wrong step and it could be your last. Please be careful in this quarry, ma'am. One wrong step and it could be your last. I think it would be worth our time to check each building for useful supplies. This area wasn't as densely populated as the city itself. I believe you humans call that quaint. What's the saying? One human scrap is another robot's treasure. Let's spend some time looking around. These locations tend to be filled with useful components. You see junk. I see the building blocks of life. Mine in particular. Ah, yes. This is where humans would gather to accumulate knowledge. The top of this building will likely provide a better vantage point for us, if we can get there. I hope the engineers that constructed this building took over 200 years of rust into account. I'm not exactly well equipped for climbing, so you'll forgive me if I take my time. My mapping subroutine is active, but I'll be damned if I know where this takes us. Absolutely. The signal should lead us to more of these rogue robots, which may provide additional components needed to amplify the beacon's strength. I've already added failsafes to ensure my location is secure and prevent any unintended commands the signal may issue. Unfortunately, one of that will help us determine the signal's source. On the contrary, I can run another scan if you'd like me to. It's possible. Would you like me to run another scan? Let me see. Yes, I am picking up a signal. This area appears to be unsafe. We must proceed with caution. I'm sorry, but doing that is against my programming. My moral subroutine won't allow me to do that. I'm afraid I can't do that. You may be better off leaving that behind. I trust you have a good reason for picking that up. I'm struggling to imagine what you intend to do with that junk. Affirmative. Only items stowed in this unit's cargo area will be accessible after detonation. Awaiting secondary confirmation. Are you certain you wish to arm this unit's self-destruct system? Taking cover! Is it over? If you're concerned about everything I'm carrying, I can assure you all of it will remain accessible after I'm gone. That being said, I still require secondary confirmation to proceed. Do you wish to arm my self-destruct? Can't stop now. Awaiting instructions. Command mode ready. Standing by. Ready. What can I do for you? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Just be certain you don't disconnect anything essential while you're rummaging through my circuitry. Let's be on our way. Good. The installation should be simple. Perhaps next time we should scout for a safer way down. Perhaps. But I'm confident that the reward will outweigh the risk. Did you retrieve something from that robot? Are you ready to install the radar beacon? Your return tells me the workbench must be ready. That was foolish. Are you damaged? I hope you don't expect me to jump down like that. Acknowledged. Returning to command mode. Allow me to explain. My old caravan encountered them once while crossing the river into the city. The Rust Devils are a group of ruthless raiders who utilize robots for their nefarious practices. They scour the Commonwealth looking for my kind. What they can't capture and reprogram, they strip for spare parts. I realize they pose a greater threat to me than you. I just want you to be well informed. It's going to take something a bit stronger to overcome these foes. Good. I'm pleased we didn't have to resort to that. Is there anything else you require? Well, with any luck, the beacon you gave me will help us trace the Mechanist's signal. I will explain. We care. Allow me to explain. Yes, and we can use this to our advantage. I admit my goal is twofold. Stopping the Mechanist both protects the Commonwealth and allows me to avenge my fallen friends. I won't rest until I see this threat dissolved. I owe it to them. Affirmative. This unit is equipped with a self-destruct. Warning. There will be an irreversible 10-second countdown followed by detonation. Recommend moving to a safe distance. Did you wish to arm this unit's self-destruct system? Yes, but you should be absolutely certain before you issue the command. There will be a 10-second countdown and then I'll be destroyed. Once you arm that system, there's no going back. That being said, do you wish to arm my self-destruct system? This command requires secondary confirmation. Are you certain you wish to arm this unit's self-destruct system? I understand, but for those orders, I need secondary confirmation. Awaiting instructions. This unit cannot proceed without command input. Assessing silence. Suggestion. State commands clearly for proper response. No input detected. Entering wait mode. Running self-diagnostic on audio pickups. All systems green. I'm sorry, were you waiting for me? I hope I haven't said anything offensive. I assume your silence means you're deep in thought. Take your time. Are you okay? Your silence is troubling. Did she reveal her motives and reasoning? A biological wild card. The unknowns are vast. She had to know the risk she was taking by creating them. The end result is favorable. But I ask only so it may give me a better understanding of what happened and why my friends died for it. I hope you have additional fusion cores to spare. The Brotherhood collects technology. Jackson always made it a point to avoid them when possible. My past encounters with the Brotherhood of Steel were never good. Let's not provoke them. I find it strange that these soldiers traveled all this way just to start a war. Although my friends were adept with technology, power armor was never something they utilized. If threats like raiders and supermutants did not exist, perhaps facilities like this could be restored. I wish Jackson had uploaded medical training within my database, although my extremities aren't well suited for caregiving. So many accomplishments were lost to the war. Ironic that people were ingenious enough to create a massive transit system, but couldn't even cure the common cold. I hope people didn't attempt to use these places as a fallout shelter. I wonder what type of work the people performed here. From a robot's perspective, mankind's learning process is extremely slow. What you learned in a lifetime, we can learn in seconds. We never spent too much time salvaging ships. Most pieces are too corroded to be of use. Watch your step. I can't vouch for the stability of this building. Should we get lost, my mapping subroutine is active. It's sad that people devoted more space to retail than education. Looks like an appropriate place for what Zoe used to call A shopping spree. Gunners carry serious military-grade hardware. We should gather whatever we can. Gunners favor laser weaponry. Perhaps we can find fusion cells among the corpses. Judging from the skull-like markings emblazoned everywhere, Gunners are exceedingly territorial, and here I thought that raiders were the lowest form of humanity in the Commonwealth. I trust you'll never associate yourself with these mercenaries, sir. I trust you'll never associate yourself with these mercenaries, ma'am. If radiation hyper-evolved the horseshoe crab, I wonder how it's affected the rest of the ocean's inhabitants. It's fascinating that the Meyerlurp social order resembles a caste-like system. Never aim for the Meyerlurp's shell. It's a waste of ammunition. Since mole rats will chew on anything, including wires, may I suggest we move along? Mole rats. Hardly worth our time, sir. Mole rats. Hardly worth our time, ma'am. Ridding the Commonwealth of raiders is close to providing a public service. Raiders are one of the lowest forms of humanity. An embarrassment to your species. We should be able to scavenge some useful items from these low-life raiders. According to my database, raiders rank astonishingly low when it comes to common sense and personal hygiene. Be careful, sir. Raiders tend to plant mines near their encampments. Be careful, ma'am. Raiders tend to plant mines near their encampments. I'm afraid I'll be unable to extract any useful data from these robots, ma'am. If my memory banks are correct, super mutants were bioengineered. Who would create such monstrosities? Super mutants are loud, brutish, and violent. Not so different from humankind. Wouldn't you agree? We need to be careful. I hear super mutants like to experiment on humans. Super mutant bloodlust holds no bounds. How else do you explain their suiciders? Beg your pardon, but you may have just trodden through mutant houndscat. Watch it, sir. Super mutants are renowned for using heavy weapons against their foes. Watch it, ma'am. Super mutants are renowned for using heavy weapons against their foes. So humans used to fly in those gigantic death traps? You're braver than I thought. There may be some baggage we can search for pre-war artifacts around here. This airport must have been impressive before the city was destroyed. We should be cautious near the aircraft wreckage. It could still be emitting radiation. Is this where humans would go to take a vacation? This facility produced an alcoholic substance used as a depressant. Was society that restless? Barley, water, hops, and yeast. Mixed together. I'm glad I can't ingest that. My olfactory sensors are picking up the smell of fermentation. Still present after all these years. This cave doesn't look particularly interesting. Did you know caves are formed by the dissolution of limestone? Quite a fascinating process, really. Perhaps we could utilize this spot to recharge our batteries? I wouldn't advise building a campfire. It could attract unwanted attention. If this site was occupied, they may have left behind a few useful items for us to collect. Why would anyone bother to camp? It's much safer with a roof over your head. There really isn't much here worth investigating. This would be a perfect opportunity for us to scavenge components for your workshops. These facilities tend to be filled with medical supplies. We should gather all that we can. Amazing. All this technology just to keep humans functioning. It's a shame that these houses of healing couldn't stand up to the rigors of nuclear war. I certainly hope they didn't use Mr. Handy robots to operate on patients. They tend to be a bit twitchy. Don't worry, sir. I'll keep a watchful eye open for stimpaks. Don't worry, ma'am. I'll keep a watchful eye open for stimpaks. A scientific research facility. Now this interests me. Now what sort of scientific mayhem do you suspect this facility unleashed upon the world? Humans. Just when they think they've bent science to their will, it all falls apart. I sincerely hope humans didn't attempt to use these places as a fallout shelter. It's a shame we can't utilize this station's trains to move about the Commonwealth. The military used many of my own kind as frontline opponents. I wonder how many were lost before the war was over. This location is certain to contain ammunition, explosives, or weapons. I'm surprised there's anything left in this facility. I would have expected it to be ransacked by now. It's amusing to think that humankind actually expected to have a winner emerge from the Great War. The Mr. Gutsy in me says this feels like home. But perhaps it's just a faulty memory relay. Honoring the fallen seems strange. Wouldn't it make more sense to honor those that survived? I doubt we'll find anything valuable in this building, but I'm game if you are. Well, this is a fascinating location you've brought us to. If you're eager to stock up on office supplies, this might be the ideal place to stop and rest, sir. This might be the ideal place to stop and rest, ma'am. If humans created these places to get closer to nature, why didn't they do their part to preserve it as well? This place almost looks pleasurable. It's a shame there aren't many humans left to enjoy the view. If you ever wish to pass the time, I have highly detailed files about strip mining. Humans. If they weren't raising forests, They were digging massive holes in the ground. This must have been a nice neighborhood once. Does this location remind you of home, sir? Does this location remind you of home, ma'am? This must have been quite the bustling metropolis before the bombs fell. I'm amazed that the city survived the war without taking a direct hit. I'd recommend we stick close to the bases of the larger buildings to reduce our chance of being seen. Each and every one of these buildings could contain a veritable fortune in supplies. This may take a while. Watch the rooftops, sir. I doubt that we're alone. Watch the rooftops, ma'am. I doubt that we're alone. Why read a book when you can just plug into a terminal and learn 10 times as much in a fraction of the time? I sincerely hope any children that attended this institution found safety before the bombs fell. I feel strangely at home here. After all, I was designed to accumulate knowledge. If you don't eat your meat, how can you have any pudding? I highly doubt this vessel will ever sail again. I've never understood the human fascination with exploring the sea. It might be safer if we remained on dry land. This ship looks like a death trap. Remember, sir, these hulks could be home to any number of hostile creatures. Remember, ma'am, these hulks could be home to any number of hostile creatures, at least until our mission is complete. The encryption on the source signal is complex, but not beyond solving. If you can bring me 2 additional beacons, they should provide the keys and algorithms that I need to enhance my decryption routines. A moment. The modification was successful. New hardware has been detected and software is updating. And installation complete. Not necessarily. I've calculated a 96.9% chance of success. Given your capabilities, I believe the odds to be in our favor. Good. Let's get started. Provided the human element doesn't fail, it will. I have some good news. As for the new hardware, I dare say it leaves something to be desired. It's picking up several signals, but most are too weak to pinpoint a precise location. An interesting choice of words. You are leaving? Jackson, someone has answered your distress call. Jackson? Leave us alone! This can't go on! You're killing them! I can't let this continue! I need to end this! You're killing them! You'll pay for that! Look what you've done! You must be stopped! Must not give up. Don't worry, the installation shouldn't take long. You'll need to use a robot workbench to ensure proper installation, and my presence will be required. Yes, in order to modify me, I will need to accompany you. Very well. I'll be here when you're ready. If my analysis is correct, this is a specialized radar beacon. I suspect it's how the Mechanist was keeping track of the robo-brain you destroyed. As the next logical step, I need you to install this beacon within me so we can use it to our advantage. Impressive technology. I will be here when you're ready. I share your sentiment. While there's only a 78.3% chance that I'm correct, I'd like to point out that it's the only lead we have. My memory contains more relevant knowledge than any new robot you attempt to create. I appreciate your concern, but I can assure you I won't suffer any harm from the installation. So, are you ready? I'm glad you agree. This will do nicely. And, with any luck, it'll help us trace the Mechanist's signal. You shouldn't be so dismissive. I understand that, but you should still proceed with caution. I'm uploading the location of the robo-brain to your Pip-Boy now. Just be careful. These robots tend to travel in groups, so you're likely to encounter heavy resistance. Perhaps. But it isn't quite that simple. A just end for the pain and suffering inflicted. The Brotherhood is quite capable with laser technology. I recommend exercising caution. Be certain to check every feral corpse. They tend to carry useful items. Advanced CPUs, streamlined power systems. I often wish their hardware was compatible with my own. Synths have a way of making me feel obsolete. Airplanes always made for good tech salvage. Shades often spoke of repairing an airplane, but we never stayed in one place long enough for him to try. My friends would drink to celebrate. I often wished I could experience the appeal until I saw their condition the next morning. The presence of beer always manages to attract the most unsavory types. If you're planning on getting drunk, you should do it somewhere less dangerous. It may not be safe here if the previous travelers are planning on returning. Writing on paper in an age of technology seems inefficient and wasteful. I wonder if the practice would have been phased out if not for the war. This might be the ideal place to stop and rest. People came to these places to relax and get closer to nature. Now, nature holds its own dangers. The chances of finding decent salvage here are low. It will be a while before mankind utilizes places like this again. For their intended purpose, that is. I find it highly inadvisable to make your home within one of these quarries. The risk of instability would be too great. This area wasn't as densely populated as the city itself. I believe the term Liza used for places like this was Quaint. I wonder if anything of use may still be found here. My friends would spend days at a good salvage yard. I wonder what the history lessons of today would be like. With all this pre-war money lying around, I always wondered why people decided to use caps for currency. It will be a while before the oceans are safe again. Unfortunately, a vertibird cannot properly accommodate me for air travel. I'll meet you at your destination. People look so strange without their clothes. Decided to play tin soldier, ma'am? I often forget people need to use the keyboard to access a terminal. I wonder what the inventor of the bobby pin would think of its new primary use in the Commonwealth.